Hello, this is Dr. Amit Karkare, and this is another video in the series of Remedy Insights. In Remedy Insights, we try to see various uses of the known and unknown remedies, not typically a drug picture, but specific uses of that particular remedy. So today's remedy is Curare. So we'll be seeing how to use that remedy. But before that, let me be very clear that these videos are for educational purpose only, and they are only for the use of homeopathic professionals, people who understand homeopathy, people who know homeopathy, who have been trained in homeopathy, or who are students of homeopathy. I think these people will benefit from these videos more. If you do not know how homeopathy works, then possibly it might happen that you might not understand the entire utility of using these remedies or the purpose behind this video. But in case you have any doubts, you can always use the comment section to raise your doubts, and I will try to answer as much as I can. We have been surrounded by thieves, by dacoits, by people who try to catch us, and they want our life savings. I'm sure there is everybody have got such calls. Recently, I bought a car, and before my RC book could come from the RTO, I got calls at 7 o'clock in the evening or 8 o'clock in the evening asking me that a OTP will come to your phone, and you share us that OTP, and the RC book, the car smart card will get dispatched from RTO, and you will get that smart card within 2 days. Now, I knew that no OTP is sent by RTO for dispatching the card. I had already registered my vehicle before buying it or before getting the delivery, and then I had call from RTO during the office hours. But you get so many calls every day where they tell you that you might have got, everybody might have got this experience, that they tell you that your policy is getting matured, you will be getting so much of money, and your MSCB bill, your electricity bill was not paid, so your electricity will get cut. So you need to go to a specific website and pay your bill. So you will get a QR code. Now there is a new scam where people come with a parcel, and they say your Amazon parcel has come. You When you tell them that there is no parcel that I had ordered, so then they say ki then you will have to cancel it, and we'll take it back. And for canceling, they will try to send you an OTP, and then once you share that OTP to them, your life savings might get rubbed away within a fractions of seconds. Either you have received a call, or you know at least one person who was a victim of such online frauds. There are websites who mimic exactly the websites like your bank's website, and they can steal your password and username. There are links which are shared under various what we can say, under various uh, ways on WhatsApp, and typically the senior citizens who are very vulnerable to such messages. The link says that if you click on this link, 1 rupee will go to army person's widows. You click on that link, or some link comes where they say ki check, like for example, now there will be some major event in the nation, and then it says that click on this link, and then you will understand how the things are going to happen, and you click on that link, and that link goes completely to some dubious sites, and you will be cheated. So you know exactly how this fraud works, but still we feel vulnerable, because every day these thieves, they come out with some new and new technique to make us believe that they are real and we can actually become victims. So there is a fear of being a victim or getting duped. That will be a different video for some with some different remedy. But if you have experienced it yourself, or if you have seen somebody who has got victimized with such frauds, this is the mental state that most of them they go into. I know one person, very close person from my family, who was duped for 2 lakhs of rupees. He came from UK, and then he was in UK for a few months, and then he got a call from some unknown number saying that your MSCB bill was not paid, whereas he had actually paid it in advance, and your MSCB will get your electricity supply will get cut. He was a 80-year-old gentleman, and he called that number, and then the number asked him to do certain things. He did that because he felt that I have recently come from UK, so possibly there must be some things that they need to be done. And within a fractions of seconds, within a few minutes, he received emails or SMSs that around 2 lakhs of rupees were transferred from his account to some notorious account. The expression on his face, the feeling state of that person was of zinda lash. There was a lot of guilt, there was a lot of shame, there was a lot of anger, there was everything on his face. He was not saying anything, he was just feeling dumb. It was a numbing experience. He came to my clinic and he couldn't speak anything, he was just crying, and he was in such a shattered state. The face was pale, he couldn't say anything, he was just crying. And he said that the amount, though it's a 2 lakhs of rupees, the amount is not much, but I feel victimized, I feel vulnerable, I feel cheated. And that was the feeling state that he had. The amount can be 2 lakhs, the amount can be 2000, the amount can be 200, but whenever we get cheated like this, that's the feeling that many people can go into. It's a feeling of it's a mortification. You feel like you are dying. This is that's the feeling. You are almost dying. There is no life which is uh, which has which has remained in you. So such this is the feeling that you get in those online frauds. The same feeling I have seen, or the patients have experienced, they have expressed. There are multiple cases who come now where there is a cheating in relationship. There have been extramarital affairs, their wives, their husbands, their spouses, they catch them red-handed with somebody else, and then that's the same feeling of being cheated. It's the feeling of you trust somebody and the trust has been broken. You trust somebody and that person cheats you and robs you out of your life savings. Life savings are not always 2 lakhs of rupees or lakhs of crores of rupees. They can be trust as well. When you trust your spouse, when you trust your boyfriend or a girlfriend, that's your life savings. You have been trusting him for your life. And when that is robbed, that is the feeling of being robbed of your life's savings. And we will be considering a remedy which can help you to come out of this mental state of zinda lash, where you have been cheated of your for your life savings. The remedy is Curare. It's a remedy that one can use in patients on after online frauds or an event of cheating where they feel that their life has got robbed. They have been robbed for their life. Their life savings, their lives, everything has got robbed. That's the remedy, Curare. But before going to the the rubrics or why we need to give this remedy, let's think about the crude substance and how the Curare poison was used till now, and how the poison acts on the body, because that will actually will explain us how the mental state manifests. Curare was the first paralytic which was used in anesthesia back in early 19th century. It was discovered in South America, and we all know that it's used on the poison arrows to poison the arrows and to hunt the animals, or even to hunt the victims. So these South American tribes, they use curare. They put that poison on the arrowheads, and when the arrow is struck, the curare enters the body, and then it does its work. Now, what does it work? How does it work? The curare poisoning typically leads to paralysis, where the person is almost dead. Almost. When I say almost, their muscles, they go into a paralysis. So even the respiratory muscles can go into paralysis for for some period. It can be for few hours, or it can be for few days. So the muscles of respiration, the voluntary muscles, uh, the limbs, they completely get paralyzed. It's almost a dead kind of state, but the heart beats normally. The brain is working well. The person dies because there is a paralysis of the respiratory muscles. So he can't breathe, he or she can't breathe, and that's why the death happens. So it's a neuromuscular blocking agent which leads to flaccidity and paralyzing effect. The best part is, or the very characteristic part is, the curare poison can only be active when it is contaminated with a wound. If you ingest it, it will not harm you. But if there is any wound, like an arrow wound, and when you put that poison on the arrow, and when you hit that arrow, and when the arrow goes inside making a wound, that wound and the curare poison, that's the combination. So basically, if we convert that into a mental state, it's elements from wound. And when there is a wound, when there is a cheating, when there is a fraud, then the curare mental state starts developing. So there is always an elements after wound or a trauma, or uh, a catastrophic event that happens in your body which robs you of the life's vitality, where you are almost dead. So this is the correlation of the curare poisoning and the mental state that we are looking at. If the breathing is maintained, if somebody takes that patient or the person who has got poisoned with curare to a hospital, and if we, with an ambu bag or with a ventilator, if you maintain the breathing, the curare poisoning effect slowly wanes off. And then the because the heart and brain are alive, and when the poison effects goes away over a period of time, then you can revive the person, and the person again can get back to life. So it does not kill you, it kills the muscular system, and because of the respiratory failure, the person can get dead. But if you maintain the respiration, somebody can survive. Now we will try to convert this, and we'll try to correlate this with our mental state of a patient. If you consider rubrics of curare, if you find rubrics from the synthetic repertory, it's ailments from abused after being sexually. Now, this is a third type of triggering factor. Consider somebody who has been abused sexually. Uh, Recently, we saw a movie on Hotstar, I think. सिर्फ एक बंदा काफ़ी है. It was a movie about a girl of 16 years of age who was sexually abused, and Manoj Bajpayee runs her case, and he tries to bring justice to her. Now that girl, somebody who has been repeatedly abused sexually or even once, that's the trauma, the mental state that you can think about. Just think about the first slide that we saw. It's getting robbed of your life savings. Somebody, an event like a rape, a very unfortunate event like rape, it's getting robbed of your life savings. The girl is robbed of her purity that she's been thinking about herself. That purity goes when somebody is raped. So is elements from abused after being sexually, but it's basically the trigger is when you feel that you have been cheated of for your life savings. It can be money, it can be trust, it can be the purity, it can be anything. When you feel your life saving, your life has been robbed. Now there is everything that you were treasuring in your life that has got robbed. That's the trigger that leads to a state, that can lead to a state for this remedy, Curare. So there is a consciousness but with paralysis. So Curare does not let you die, but it paralyzes you. So people just sit looking, staring blankly, just like this man. Just see the facial expressions of the person on this slide. They are zinda lash. They just stare blankly in some direction. You ask them questions, they have no answers, they can't think, they can't even answer your questions, and because they have been robbed for their life. But when you are asking them, you are trying to help them, there is a delusion that somebody is trying to awaken them, but it can't be helped. In that state, everything appears foul. When you are robbed of your savings, when your closest person cheats you and he's been caught red-handed by you with some other person cheating you, you everything which is going on around you, you seem it's everything is foul. There is no happiness left in life. There is everything is just foul. There is irresolution with a nervous debility. You dwell on that past disagreeable thing. Somebody can There can be a desire to wash constantly. You want to wash that memory, you want to wash that trauma, you want to wash the uncleanliness, the disgust that you have gone through, the self disgust that how I can get robbed, how I can get this kind of cheating. Just imagine a girl who has been raped, the uncleanly feel that she must be going through. Why this happened to me, and how can I wash myself away to get the purity back? That's the feeling. And there is always a desire that my life should again be good, like it was before that event. So that's the desire's grander desire for. But in that feeling of uncleanliness, that feeling of disgust, the feeling of mortification, vexation, and everything, the patient can bite himself, tear himself, mutilate himself. So there can be some patients who can go into kind of violence where they want to harm themselves because they don't feel pure within themselves. They don't feel good within themselves. They don't feel. They feel there is a strong self disgust. Curare can be a remedy for this. I have used Curare in two patients till now. One patient was, as I mentioned, was of that online fraud, who was sitting like a benumbed fellow in front of me. And one patient, when he had caught his wife red-handed with one of his friends, and he was devastated. Although they got divorced, but then his life never became, he came with a depression. And he said everything started 1 year back when he caught his wife red-handed with one of his friends. And he said, I couldn't do, my entire life has gone, my business has, I shut down my business, I don't do anything, I just sit at home, I don't feel like doing anything. So uh, there is a apathetic feeling. There is, I don't feel anything, I don't even enjoy movies. My friends take me out for dinner, for social gatherings, but I don't enjoy anything. So my life has become lifeless now. So I'm almost a zinda lash. I can't enjoy anything. I don't feel interested in doing anything. I'm just living because I'm not dead. That's the feeling after that event where my whole life's trust was broken. My whole life trust was that got vanished within that one moment, and I'm living like this. I gave him Curare, and it acted wonderfully. Within a few weeks, his depression got vanished, and he was again. And we had some sessions of with REBT, but he came out of that depression. It was a it was an accidental finding. I didn't know this remedy. Uh, I was trying to find uh, a rubric and the first ailments from abuse after being sexually, and that remedy came in that rubric. So I tried to read that remedy, and I tried to find I found out the other rubrics as well, and then I could suddenly get this kind of the mental state when I could join the dots from all these rubrics. So this was the experience that I wanted to share with you. So this is the remedy Curare. uh, Again, to summarize, you can use this remedy whenever there is a triggering factor should be that the feeling is the life savings or the life has got robbed. The mental state, resulting mental state is a zinda lash, where the person is just living but he does not show any interest in anything. There is a paralysis. So there is a consciousness, but there is a paralysis. They doesn't like to do anything. They don't want to do anything. They just are living apathetically, without trying anything, without any efforts, without any interest in life. That's the feeling state that you get after you have been robbed of your money, of your trust, of your purity, whatever. So whenever there is a cheating of any kind and you get into this kind of resulting mental state, Curare can be one of the remedies that you can think about. If you want to know more about such uses of known and unknown remedies, do subscribe to our channel, and we will be posting remedy insights. We'll be posting about the full drug pictures as well. So stay tuned, and let's grow together in the field of homeopathy. Thank you.